The tension between Patrick Beverley and Nasir Core didn't begin when they stepped onto the court in Charlotte. By the time the Big 3 All-Star Game arrived, there was already plenty of history behind the matchup. Core had picked up support from several current and former NBA players after his social media exchanges with Austin Rivers, including Stephen Jackson and Michael Beasley. Both men have connections to the Big 3, with Jackson coaching in the league and Beasley still playing. Beverley, meanwhile, had already gone back and forth with Core online before taking things a step further and issuing the challenge himself. So when the two finally crossed paths in person, this wasn't just another All-Star Game matchup. It was the latest chapter in a rivalry that had already been building away from the court.
Hey, bro. Y'all let Austin Rivers gas y'all to think that it's just levels. Show me his levels and make me shut up. Other than that, I don't want to hear that shit, bro.
You sure you want that? Y'all want to do this?
After the game, Beverley gave his version of what happened when he spoke with Courtside Buzz, and his message was pretty direct. He believed there was a clear difference between the two players once the game became physical. That assessment fits the reputation Beverley has built throughout his career. He has never been the type of guard to give opponents comfortable possessions. He pressures the ball, gets into his matchup, uses his strength, and isn't afraid to play through contact. His defensive instincts and timing have always been major parts of his game, but his scoring ability can get overlooked as well. Before becoming an NBA role player, Beverley reportedly averaged more than 37 points per game in high school. He also spent time playing internationally before establishing himself in the NBA, giving him a resume that goes well beyond what some fans remember. And 3-on-3 basketball can amplify those strengths. With fewer players on the floor, there's less help available and far more room for individual matchups to decide possessions. That gave Beverley plenty of opportunities to attack Core directly. The numbers backed up Beverley's performance. He finished the game with 17 points while shooting 75% from the field, whereas Core reportedly went just 1 for 9. So when Beverley later suggested that Core wanted no part of the physical battle, he had a dominant statistical performance behind that claim. And his post-game comments made it clear he felt the matchup had settled the argument on the court.
Yo, y'all knew this was gonna happen. It's levels. I'm gonna get them at the crib, man. Got down there. Yeah, levels. Oh, yeah. Ran into little buddy Nas. Yeah, ran into him. Yeah. Ran into him. Nothing. Austin Rivers, don't even waste your time. He's nothing. Nothing. All that bullying. Nah. I'm the bully. Yeah, you got the right one yesterday. You got the right one. Talking greasy for years. You got the right one. YouTuber. You're AI. Artificial intelligence. I only showed up because of the big homie anyway. Shout out to Ice Cube. Only showed up because of the big homie. And I only played one half. I set out the last 20 minutes. They had to take him out the game because his team was losing by 16 points. He was that bad. It's that level, and then it's another level, and then it's something above that. Real NBA players. Love.
One detail makes this whole situation even more interesting. Nasir Core came back the very next day and knocked down the game-winning shot, but Patrick Beverley wasn't on the floor for that one. Beverley was resting and set out for most of the second half. Then Austin Rivers added another layer to the story by liking the video Beverley posted afterward, where Beverley was essentially reminding everyone that there are different levels to this game and that he had already shown the difference between them. And that gets to the bigger reason Beverley is such a difficult person to challenge in a one-on-one setting. A lot of players, including names like Brandon Jennings and even guys currently on NBA rosters, would probably think twice before stepping into that kind of matchup with him. Somebody like Kyrie Irving, who has always been one of the league's elite individual scorers, might welcome the challenge. But for most players, the concern would be obvious. Beverley isn't going to give you clean possessions. From the first check ball, he's going to get into your body, make you work, and turn every possession into a physical battle. That's been his identity for years. Beverley thrives in that uncomfortable space where defense becomes extremely physical and every possession feels like a fight. He's comfortable taking contact, creating contact, and continuing to attack after both happen. Put him in a format where that intensity matters even more, and suddenly the defensive mindset that made him successful becomes an offensive advantage too. The other part of Beverley's game that gets overlooked is his ability to put points on the board. Before and during his international career, he showed that he could produce offensively, including games overseas where he reportedly finished with 37 points and 11 assists, so the scoring talent was always there. Once he established himself in the NBA, though, Beverley built his reputation around something different, shutting people down. One of the clearest examples came during his Clippers days when he blocked a shot from Ja Morant to help seal a game. That's Beverley in a nutshell. Quick hands, quick reactions, aggressive footwork, anticipation, and absolutely no willingness to give an opponent an easy possession. Now put that player into a 3-on-3 environment where the floor is more open and defensive help is limited. Suddenly, those characteristics become even more valuable. He can pressure the ball, attack the rim, use his first step, and force the matchup into the kind of physical battle he actually enjoys. That's why the choice of Beverley as an opponent matters. There are plenty of former NBA players who could be viewed as more favorable one-on-one targets. Take Archie Goodwin, for example. He had an NBA stint and has shown some ability during TBT, but Beverley's experience and competitive edge put him in another category. Beverley spent years holding a legitimate NBA role, and his career scoring average doesn't fully explain the kind of player he is in a setting like this. His value comes from everything surrounding those numbers: his defense, physicality, competitiveness, and ability to match whatever energy his opponent brings. There's another useful comparison here. Ty Lawson, who is around Beverley's age and maybe slightly older, won his first matchup in this format before getting blown out in the rematch. That kind of result shows how unpredictable these individual battles can become. But Beverley is a different challenge because his entire game is built around making opponents uncomfortable. That's also why some people are already asking for the obvious next step. Stop talking about it and give Beverley the full one-on-one matchup. It's a legitimate question. If the argument is really about proving who is better individually, then a straight one-on-one would remove some of the variables. But let's keep the actual situation in perspective. This particular battle happened in a 3-on-3 game, not a traditional one-on-one. And Beverley is still an active professional basketball player who continues to make his living playing the sport. As far as the information here indicates, he hasn't called it a career. Still, based on what we've seen, Beverley has a strong case for being one of the toughest players to challenge in this type of environment. He doesn't simply wait for an opponent to make a mistake. He creates pressure until something breaks. Even when fatigue sets in, his reputation is built around continuing to compete for every possession. So now the question is pretty simple. Did Patrick Beverley already prove his point against Nasir Core, or does this story need a real one-on-one matchup before anybody can claim the argument is settled? Let me know where you stand in the comments, and if you enjoyed the breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and share the video.